3D TVs and movies are the rage in Hollywood, but for some people they can cause a raging headache. Erica Edwards has more on what's been dubbed 3D vision syndrome.
It's a scene that producers probably didn't foresee. But watching 3D movies gives some viewers such nausea and headaches that they're forced to leave theaters long before the credits roll.
There are some folks who also develop dizziness and vision-induced motion sickness.
Here's the problem. Two separate images are shown to each eye to create the illusion of depth in a 3D effect. Some people have trouble making their eye muscles work together to see and process those images correctly. The strain can leave them with what doctors are calling 3D vision syndrome.
What happens is you get this mismatch between your focusing system and your eye coordination system that can cause discomfort.
Anywhere from 2 to 6% of people are affected, but the problem often remains masked until they watch something in 3D.
The technology brings these binocular vision problems to the forefront.
The issue can become worse when viewing 3D on screens closer to your face, like on handheld video games as opposed to theater screens. So while the new technology adds an extra dimension of profit at the box office, the 3D experience may leave eye-strained viewers feeling flat. Erica Edwards, NBC News.
Joining me now to talk more about this subject is Dr. Griff Gordy from Gordy Eye Care. Thank you so much for being with us. When this came out, was that a surprise to you, or did you kind of figure out that this was going on?
Well, to be honest with you, it was a surprise. I wasn't expecting any problems when we talked about this, and all of a sudden you start hearing a lot of news about people that are having eye strain and eye fatigue, and it just wasn't something that we thought about, but now that it's becoming such a big deal in the entertainment industry, TVs and movies, and it's definitely caught people's attention, and it's kind of gone nationwide and even worldwide, where areas where the 3D is. Yes.
Now, what is going on? They kind of talked a little bit about it. Each eye has a different picture, and sometimes the muscles don't work together. Is that it?
Yes, you have two different images when you're doing 3D. Each image, one for your right eye and one for your left eye. And what you're doing is you're relying on your brain and your focusing ability and your visual system to bring those images together, and it allows the images, one to appear closer than the other, which gives you that 3D effect. Okay,
we want you to go to the phones. If you've had a problem with that, or maybe if you're concerned because your kids are going to the movies and you want to kind of hear from Dr. Gordy, is it okay for me to allow my children to go? The number is 569-9390. Please call us 569-9390 with your questions about 3D. Now, you have a 3D test that would kind of give me a little more insight as to how does that work?
Yeah, I've got the 3D glasses here. These are similar. They won't look exactly like the movie theater, but
these are 3D glasses.
They're 3D glasses, and we do this on most of our patients, where we check depth perception. And what you're doing,
put this on, and
you're looking at images in this little booklet, and we'll show the screen in just a second. But if you look at the certain image, in the fly right here, the big ear of the fly, you can see where it almost looks like the wings of the fly are standing up like a 3D image.
Dr. Gordy, can I tell you something? This hurts my eyes. Am I one of those strange people?
Well, it can be.
It's not comfortable.
It can,
because
not that
it hurts, it's uncomfortable.
It's straining your focusing ability. That's right. And it's our way of, in an eye exam, it's our way of checking to see if someone's focusing ability might be limited or where their focusing ability is not working like it's supposed to.
Okay, okay. And this should be part of a routine eye exam these days?
Definitely, especially with children. We stress it with children because children are at an age where if we detect any focusing problems, we're able to work with those kids with vision therapy and certain prescriptions to allow that focusing ability to get stronger.
Okay, the number is 569-9390. Now, if someone does call and say, you know, I'd love for my kids to go to the movies on the weekends, but I do have a question. How do you respond to that? Is there a general answer, or?
It is a big concern, and it's something that parents should definitely pay attention to. There's no question about it. They should focus on if their kids are having any problems. Long-term effects, I don't think that you're going to see any problems from 3D movies and 3D TVs.
Okay, that's good.
If you have kids that do cause it causes eye strain or headaches, what my recommendation would be is to get them in for an eye exam to make sure that they're not having something with their visual system and their focusing that could be causing the strain and the headaches.
So it could be something that's already existing that now you become aware of when you go to the 3D movies. Now, as a child, do they normally, you see little children also, do they normally inform their parents that they have an eye problem, or do you have to
Most of the time we have to detect the children's eye problems. You know, children, a lot of times they don't know how to explain when they have problems, and if they have problems with their focusing or their vision, a lot of times the way that they express that is by tuning out. You know, a lot of times you'll hear people talking about attention deficit disorder, and you hear a lot of that these days. A lot of times it could be vision related or focusing related because their eyes work so hard and they're not able to focus, so instead of trying to continue to focus on what's going on, their schoolwork or their reading, they'll just tune things out, and it almost looks like they just can't keep their attention. Is
there any way of knowing if the problems with 3D, because it doesn't affect everybody, is it hereditary? Because I may have had an issue, and I do wear reading glasses. That may be complicating it. But does this seem to run in families? If mama has a problem, the kids may have a problem, or?
It can. You know, usually when you're going to have problems with 3D, it's going to be a focusing or a visual problem where your vision's not accommodating like it's supposed to, and children whose parents have had that problem in the past or when they were growing up, those children had the risk factors and are more likely to experience the same problems.
Okay. Now, people are going to have some questions, and my viewers are notorious of calling me after the end of the segment. Okay. So how can they get in touch with you?
For me, I have a couple of different ways. You can call us at my office. The office number is 334-291-5125. I also have a Facebook page where you can go to Facebook and just type in Gordy Eye Care, and it should pop up under Gordy Eye Care.
I've just been told by my producer we do have a telephone call. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Renee. I'm calling from Phoenix City.
Okay. What's your question for Dr. Gordy?
I have a 3-year-old little girl, and a lot of the new children's movies are in 3D now. And I'm a bit hesitant to take her. Is there an age limit, or is there an age that
so that's
take a child to see 3D movies?
That's a good question. There really is no age limit, and I think a 3-year-old will be fine watching a 3D movie. What I would stress to you as a parent is to see if your kid or if your child starts complaining about headaches. Watching a 3D movie once or twice is not going to cause any permanent vision problems. But what it can is it can signify to you as a parent that there might be something more going on with your child's visual system. So if your child does complain during 3D movies, then it could be signifying that you need to get their eyes checked to make sure they're able to focus and accommodate like they're supposed to.
Now, Dr. Gordy, would they be squinting in the movie? Or is there something that I can look at my child to kind of see if it's okay? Squinting is probably going to be difficult, you know, especially with the glasses on. That's not going to be easy to see. But what you will notice is them complaining about eye strain, or sometimes they might say, well, I just didn't experience the 3D effect like most people do, because if they're not able to accommodate or focus, they might not experience the 3D movie like they're supposed to and like other people do. Okay, thank you so much. Always enjoy having you with us, Dr. Gordy. Again, let them know how they can contact you. You can get in touch with us on Facebook, and all you do is go to Facebook and just type in under your search Gordy Eye Care, and we have a Gordy Eye Care page that you can get in touch with us, ask us any questions, and we'll be glad to respond. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for being on the Dee Armstrong Show, Dr. Gordy. Thanks for having me. Well, still coming up, music from Sean Schaff and more after the break. Stay with us.